Hello everyone, today we'll be working on section 8.1, Isometric Drawings. So, isometric drawings represent three-dimensional objects in two dimensions. An example will be this cube here. Well, you all know that a cube is a 3D object. But with this isometric drawing, you are able to represent or draw this cube in a two-dimensional plane. Right? You can draw the 2D diagram of this 3D object. And the rule for isometric drawings is that this face is always the front face. Okay, so this is always the front of your object. And so if you compare it to this one, the front will determine the width of your object. So this is the width of your object. So how wide it is. And then we have, of course, the height, which is the vertical distance. So that's the height. We should all know this. And we also have this side, the right side. The right side will give you the depth of your object. Okay. So later you guys will be asked to draw the top view, front view, and right side view of an isometric drawing. And you need to know which side is which. So front side is always from this direction, and top is always on top, and then we have the right side from the right. Okay, so moving on, here are some examples of isometric drawings. So let's look at the first isometric drawing here. This is the front side. This is the right side, and we have the top here. So let's count how many cubes there are in this first isometric drawing. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 cubes for the first isometric drawing. What about the second one? Well, again, this is the front. Oops, this is the front. This is the right side. And this is the top view. Okay, so let's count. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, is it just 8 cubes? Well, not really, because there's one more under this cube. You can't really see that cube, but there is one more that's under this one. Okay, so in total we have 9 cubes. Okay, so next one, next definition, a matte plan. Matte plan is a top view. Remember, it's a top view of an isometric drawing with the number of cubes in each vertical column displayed in the corresponding box. Okay, so this matte plan is the top view of your isometric drawing, and this side is the front. So basically, what it's saying is the front correspond to this face in this direction. Okay, so you guys can see the difference between these two dotted paper. This one is a regular dot paper, which is for 2D drawings, like a matte plan or the 3 views of your isometric drawing, which you guys will see later. And then this dot paper is called the isometric graph paper, or just isometric paper. And this is for 3D objects, 3D drawings. Okay. Well, so you can see now, this is the front, this is the right side. So you have 2 two squares this side, and then you have one beside beside the right square. So you have one beside the right square. And then these numbers represent how many squares are in each column. So with one in the first column here, one in this column, and then three in this column. So you have one, two, three, three in this column. And that's how you will read a map plan. Just remember that the orientation is the bottom is always the front, which represent this here. And if you want, you can use some lines to help you. So for example, the blue is the front, and then here will be the let's say the middle, and then here is the back. So one row and then another row behind it. Okay. All right, example number 1. Draw the front, right, and top view of the isometric drawing. Okay, so front view. Where is the front? Front is looking from the side. Okay, front is looking from the side. And so looking at the front, we can see that the first, let's read it from column to column. The first column here, how many cubes do we have? Well, the first column we have 3 cubes. Okay, so 3 cubes. What about, let's draw it first. And then what about the second column? Well, second column, if you look at it from the front, it will have 1 and 2 cubes. So 2 cubes. Oops. Okay, and then the last column, the third column, will have only 1 cube. And we can draw the cubes like that. And you guys will need a ruler for this chapter. Okay. So this is the front view. And then the right view, well, looking from the right side, how many columns do you guys see? Well, looking from the right side, there are only 2 columns, this one and this one. So really, we just have 2 columns for right side, and let's draw that. First column, this is the first column. We'll have only one cube that we can see from the right side. So let's draw 1 square. And then the second column, how many cubes can you see from the right side? You can see 1, 2, and 3. So 3 cubes. Let's draw 3 squares. Okay, let me draw this better. Okay, so that's the right view. And then the top view. Well, remember, when you are drawing the top view, front is always the bottom. Okay, so let me just front is always the bottom. So how many how many cubes can you see here from the top view? Well, you can only see 2. So we draw 2. Okay. And then from the top view, if you're looking down from the top, first row we only have 2 cubes. So let's draw 2 cubes. That's our first row. And then looking from the top, the second row we have, how many can you see? We can see 3 cubes. So drawing 3 cubes. Okay. And so this is our top view. And we know that the bottom is always the front when you are drawing the top view. Okay. You guys, there are a lot of practice in your workbook. You can try this and you'll be better at this. Okay. Okay, example number 2. Construct the isometric drawing from the map plan. Okay. So I usually like to draw the back row first because this is the top view and this is the front. And so this 3 will be the back, right? So let me draw the back first. Okay, so 3 cubes. 3 means the height is 3. So if the height is 3, then how many dots are you connecting? How many dots are you connecting vertically? Well, because 3 is the height, so I'll be connecting 3 dots. So let's start from here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 3 dots. So now I'm gonna draw the cubes. Well, remember we have the height. We have the height, and then we have also the width and the depth. So width, depth, oops. Let me use a thinner line because let's draw again. So 3, the line was too thick. I can't really see the dots. So I have the width and the depth. And when you connect this, you can see that this is this column here. So 3 of them stacked together. Okay. And now let's do the second row. Well, when you see the second row, how many columns are there in the second row here? Of 3 columns. Okay. So this is the far back, and moving on to the next one, the one in front. And we know front is always this side, right? So moving one row ahead, and we know there are 3 columns. So This is our first column. And the first column, we know that there's only one square. So when I draw let me draw this again. So first column, one square. You need to draw we have the depth, we have the width, and what we need, what else we need is the height. Okay, so let's draw the height. Okay, now that we draw the height, well, you know a square, it has these two sides as well. So you gotta draw those two sides. Okay, and then connect them. So you have a square. So now, what we can see is that this side, whoops, this side here and this side here is actually hiding behind. So you can't really see these two sides anymore because you have a square in front of, you have a cube in front of it that that covers it, that hides it behind. So you can't really see that anymore. Okay. Okay, so that's the first one. First one cube, and then second row we have second column we have three cubes. Well, that's 1, 2, and 3. So going up here, and then again we'll draw the depth, we'll draw the width. Okay, and then connect the width, the depth, like that. Well, okay, we've done this one, we've done this one, we've done this one now. We can see that it's 3 here. The next one we'll need to draw 4. Okay, so next column is 4. So that will be 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here. Okay, so we need 4 columns, not 4 columns, 4 squares in this column. So connect these. Okay, so this is done. Now let's move on to the front. Okay, so the front row we have a 2 and a 1. So here, this 1 cube is in front of the 4. This is the 4. In front of it will be here. So we have 1. That means the height is 1 right here. And then we can draw the depth, the width, and then, of course, the height, and connect them. And again, you will see that, whoops, you will see that this is hiding behind, this side is hiding behind now, this side is also hiding behind. You can't really see them, so you gotta you gotta erase them. Okay, so this is done, and we have one more last column. So the 2 cubes beside the 1 cube we have here. And so this is 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and then that. So width, depth and connect them. So this is done as well. Okay, so after you've done it, you can double check now. Well, looking at the front row, this is not that good. I'm just gonna try this again. Okay. Looking at the front row, we have two columns. Two columns. One is with 2 cubes and one is with 1 cube. So this is 2 cubes, this is 1 cube. That's done. And then second row, we have 4 cubes, 3 cubes, and 1 cube. This is 1, 2, 3. 1 is down below, so 4 cubes. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 3 cubes, and 1 cube. And last row, we have 3 cubes, so 1, 2, 3. Great. That's it. We're done. Okay. Now, last example. Sketch an isometric drawing of the two-dimensional drawing. So we have the front view, the right view, and the top view. Well, I think the easiest way to do this is to do the front view first. That's for me. Doing the front view first. So we know for the front view, you have 2 rows. First row, you have 3 cubes. Second row, you have 2 cubes. So if I'm drawing that, well, remember, front is this side here. So 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then it has a height of 2. So draw 2. It's 1, 2. Okay. The first row, you really have just 3 cubes. So now I'm going to complete my cubes. Okay. So this is what I can see from the front view. Well, I know there are 4 cubes plus an extra one. So 4 cubes plus an extra one. And then let's do the top view first. Well, in the top view, well, remember, when you're doing the top view, this bottom side is always the front. This is the front. Okay, so it's saying that from the top view you can see 3 squares in the front and then 2 squares at the back. So 2 squares here. So let's draw 2 squares there. Okay, so that's my top view. I have 3, so 3 squares, and then 2, not squares, cubes. 3 cubes, 2 cubes. And now let's look at the right view. Right view is looking from this side. Okay, so I have 4 cubes. Well, I can see 1, 2, 3. And where's the 4? 4 will be the one below this one. So we gotta draw a line down to represent that there is another square that's down below this one. Okay, well, I know this is kind of hard for some people, but there is a very useful tool that you guys may use. Okay, I'll show you what that is. Oops, it's here. So this one. I'll show you how to use it. Okay, so for example, if we want to draw this isometric drawing from the map plan, we just draw that, erase that. Okay, so what you can do is you can build your what's that called, your isometric object here. So we know that there are 3 at the back. So let me choose a color, use yellow. So 1, 2, and 3. 3 at the back. And let me use a different color, blue. And then the second row we have 1 in front, and then that's this one. And then we have 3. 3 will be beside it. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we have a 4 beside the 3. So that's 1. Oops. It's very hard to use the iPad to do this. Okay, 1. Oh, no. So 1, 2. Huh. Okay, let me see if I can do this. 2, there we go. 3 and 4. Okay, so 4 there. And then let me choose another color. Let's do green. So now we come to the front row. We have 1 cube in front of the 4 cubes. And then we have 2 here. Okay. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. And let's compare it with our drawing. Well, they're exactly the same. So if looking at the map plan does not help you, then you can use this tool and see if you can build it and visualize it here. Okay, but if you compare our diagram with this drawing here, they're exactly the same. And another thing you can do with this website is you can inspect. Okay, so you can move things around. Okay, and reset the view. This is the reset view, so you can see the right side. That's the right side. You can move the axes around. And then there's also 2D view. I can't show the full thing with you here because it's not enough space. Okay, but you can see the front, the top, and it also have the right side as well. Okay, you can move things around. That's the front, etc. And then you can also do this question here. Just gonna erase all of them. Okay, this one. So front, you have what's front? You have 4. So, oops. 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4, 5. 5 of them. And then top. Well, 1, 2. Well, I gotta put 1 in the bottom, so, but can't really do it right now. Okay, whatever. So this is very useful. If you guys don't have the real cubes building blocks, real cube building blocks at home, you can try this one. Okay, you can build what we've drawn here and see if the views are the same. So let's say, for example, I'm building this one here. It will be 1, 2, 2 on top, That's the far back row, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, this is what we've drawn here. Okay, and then you can inspect. Okay, so this is the right view, and then you can see the front view. Let me just rotate this a bit. Okay, this is the front view. This is the right view, and then we can also have the top view. Okay, so exactly the same top, and then oops, and then front, and then right, like that. Okay, you can also do this one. You can also use this tool to draw the 3 views. Let's erase all of them, and then okay, so we've got uh, so 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 1, 1, and 2. Okay, this is what the graph is right now. And the front view, let's inspect. The front view looks like this. Okay, and then the right view, so if you turn it to the right, this is the right view. Okay, and then the top view, okay, this is the top view. You can also use the 2D views, and it will show you the front, the top, and the right, but I can't really show you here. Can't move it. Let's see. Yeah, so it gives the front, the right, the top view, and the matte view, the matte plan, of course. Okay, so I think this one is really powerful, and I will share you the link to this tool. You guys can try the um, questions in your workbook. Try all of them. It's fun. Okay, so that's it for today's lesson. Let me know if you have any questions.